Hello, everyone. My name is Janna Luksha, and I'm from the YMCA of Greater Rochester in New York. I work as a personal trainer at the Eastside YMCA, and this is my interpreter, Tracy. I have a question for all of you. If Tracy was not here today, would you know what I'm about to say? I just said, have you ever felt excluded? This is something that a deaf individual experiences on a daily basis. Today, I'm here as a representative of the deaf community to explain the unique dynamics that can contribute to social isolation in our community every day, and how we can do something about it. I'm going to share a personal experience that's typical for deaf individuals. When I was in high school, I played on the softball team, and I was good. I was on the all-star team for years. One summer, there was a new coach who was not familiar with my athletic abilities. Parents, including my own, noticed that he was not allowing me to participate in the games as usual. During one of the final games, the new coach asked for a volunteer to be the first base coach. Naturally, I raised my hand. The coach told me, through the interpreter, that I couldn't because I was unable to hear or speak. My parents, who had taught me that there are no limitations in life, were horrified, and I felt excluded. This experience just made me want to promote more inclusion for the deaf community. Around 15% of American adults report having some trouble hearing. As you might imagine, deaf individuals face many challenges. Typically, members of the deaf community can't hear the radio, television, or conversations among hearing people. In educational settings, hearing people can learn and converse with greater ease, as English is their native language, whereas for the deaf community, it's our second language. There are many within the medical community who view deaf individuals as needing to be healed or fixed somehow. Terms like disabled or handicapped can make many of us feel marginalized. Because deaf people tend to feel excluded from mainstream society, we establish businesses, entertainment venues, and social situations so that members of the deaf community can gather without feeling oppression or communication barriers. But in our daily lives, many of us still experience spaces and situations where the sense of inclusion is lacking. These facts make me think of the importance of the WISE 3 pillars of youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. My story of being excluded on the softball team is just one example of how important it is to create an inclusive environment for all young people so that they can experience a positive youth development journey and grow up to be confident adults. And to ensure that everyone in our communities can live healthy lives, we must address the barriers that health seekers of all abilities face every day. Lastly, through social responsibilities, we must work to address individuals' unique needs and build bridges between all people. So that everyone that we serve can feel welcome and part of a community. As the home of the National Technical Institute of the Deaf, Rochester has a high deaf population, and RY serves many deaf individuals. After noticing that many of our deaf members were having difficulty participating in group exercise classes, I was inspired one day to start up a program called ASL Boot Camp. And now we've changed the name to ASL Fitness. The primary means of communication in the class is American Sign Language, or ASL. The program is 8 weeks and open to any deaf person or anyone interested in learning ASL who strives to improve their health. Each class has a variety of exercises and is geared toward helping participants achieve their goals, such as weight loss, toning, improved flexibility, and balance. Ultimately, everyone who attends reports that they feel stronger and more energized, all while having fun at the same time. I started the ASL Boot Camp program so that members of the deaf community can come together as a way of sharing a common culture and language. The ASL Boot Camp is a place where deaf and hard of hearing people and those interested in learning sign language can experience no social boundaries and no barriers to communication. Instead, there's unity, a sense of belonging. The Y provides a place where members of the deaf community can come together to not only connect with friends, but get into shape and feel healthier in a fun and uplifting way. This work has touched and improved the lives of many members of the deaf community. Margaret Chastel, the woman in the far left in this photo, is a deaf member of our YMCA. And she's a participant in my ASL bootcamp class. After working toward her health goals, Margaret shared with me how important it was for her and the deaf community to have access to ASL-supported fitness opportunities. People out in the Rochester deaf community now see the Eastside YMCA as an inclusive space for them. And they're coming here to improve their health because they know the Y is a safe environment and a place to support each other. This work is an expression of the Y's core values of caring, honesty, respect, and responsibility. We must be caring enough to reach out to everyone in our community, especially those who are underserved or marginalized. We must be honest with ourselves when we're not being as inclusive as we could or should be. We must respect each person's unique dimensions of diversity and treat them as we ourselves wish to be treated. And we must take responsibility to be the change we want to see in our community instead of just waiting for change to happen. I know that all of you can be the change too and make the Y a more inclusive place for all. So in closing, I want to teach all of you how to say I am the change in ASL. So I want all of you to sign it with me, okay? All right, so I am the change. Yes. Again, all together, I am the change. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much.